like a little stick motivation. She's like, oh no, she gave her the long arm of the law. I guess I better go. There you go. So that's a better looking trot. Just think about stretching up and just not being too tilted at her, okay? There you go. Very good. And then if you want to ask her, you know, just softly massage the bridle, move the bit back and forth in her mouth just a little bit. Yeah, good. And then she's going to say, oh, but that's hard work down there. Then just ask her again. Just come around. And then just insist that she stay in front of your leg at the same time. There you go. Because she will do the, okay, I'll give you my head, but then I'm going to peter out. And then you get her in front of your leg, but you'll lose that softness in their jaw. So just make sure you keep walking and chewing bubble gum and leg her on. And ask her to be light in the bridle at the same time. There you go. Good, and let's just ask her to collect the trot. Just so you keep getting her handle. Good, make sure you bend that elbow, Cheree. If the fingers closing isn't enough to make her come back to you, to make sure that you, look at me for just a second. Just make sure that, look at me for just a second. Just make sure you break at that elbow and then pull and don't extend your arm and end up getting into your triceps. There you go. Good, and now just give her a little scratch on the withers to say, yep, that's what I wanted for you to slow down. And now let's ask her to move forward again. And if she, there we go, and if she doesn't give you a bright response, then, you know, get a little grumpy with your cluck. Hey, wake up. And then if you need to back it up with a little part of peck with your heel, or if you need to back it up with your stick, then do that as well. But draw your line in the sand that says, I expect this promptness of a response out of you. And if you don't do it, then I'm going to amplify the cue to a level that you maybe aren't going to like as much. There you go. And now stretch up just a little taller because you're a little tilted at it, so it's taking your weight out of your heel just a bit and getting you up on your toe. And if you're going to want to jump her today, we're going to definitely want to start stretching through the heel so we have a nice counterbalance. Good. And be ready with your inside leg and rein. Make sure that she doesn't fall in here. There you go. Very good. And when you're ready, let's collect the trot again. Alright, good. And just a little pat on the neck again to say, yep, you slowed down, that's what I asked for. And now I'm going to tell you to go faster, and I'm not crazy, we're just doing it on purpose. There you go. Now cluck, leg, and if she's not like, yes ma'am, and get a little sterner with the cue. Yep. Very good. Let her know that you've got a little bite to go along with your bark. If she doesn't listen to the light asking aid. Doesn't listen to the asking, then your aid becomes more telling her. Cheree, flip the tail of your rein forward over your hands, would you? You don't want the bite of your reins, the tail of your reins. Just flip that forward. There you go. When it falls backwards and gets behind you, it makes it a little awkward when you go to shorten your reins. It's a little harder to find. There you go. Now when you're ready, let's come on down to the walk. So sit first, close your thighs, tighten your midriff. Good. Very good. And then when you're ready, back up into the trot. And again, expect a prompt response out of her. There you go. Gonna turn her right. She's like, okay, she's told me that she means business, so you better be ready. Very good. And you're gonna want to think about stretching that heel down again, because we don't concentrate on that in the flat. The first fence you go over, you're gonna get way jumped out of the back. So feel that flexion down into your heel. That's it. All upper body. We'll make sure, and a lot of times, and we all go through it, when you're riding a new horse, you know, you're a little bit on the defensive, and you know, as a general rule, have tendency to kind of want to sit a little bit more forward, a little bit more curled up. So the more you keep your shoulder tall, the more that's going to transition the weight of your torso all the way down to your heel, and the easier it's going to be to ride down to the back of your leg. When we get a little perch forward, has a tendency to pin our knee on the saddle, and then before we know it, we're riding off our toe. There you go. And now let's ask her to extend again. Yeah, good. That's a more prompt response. Good. And once you go past the Jen, why don't you turn left and do a circle around the bank? Let's go left around the bank there, around the umbrella. We'll take that. Excellent. Good, and then just track to the left for a while. So come out from behind there. That's it. Now ask her to go forward again. Stretch up tall. Yes, very good. And give her a little pat on the neck if she gives you a really nice, prompt, lively response like that. And just say, yeah, see, that was good. Very good. And let's ask her to collect again. Now let's center. If you want to slow down the rhythm of your pose, you certainly can. Shorten your reins a little bit if you feel like you're wanting to start to curl your wrist. A lot of times when we do this, look at me, it's because we're compensating for a rein that's just a little bit too long. There you go. That's it. Good. And a little pat on the neck again, and then tell her, okay, now let's trot forward lively. Very good. Now it's going to go on. And you don't necessarily have to give your arm Cheree. At this point, she's probably legged up enough that you can start to ask her to be going a little bit more forward into the contact. So if you want to start to massage the rein a little bit, get a little right, left, closing rhythm to your finger, and see if she'll kind of come a little rounder. Yes, now ask her to go forward, staying in that rounder frame. Yes, that's better. So make sure that not only do you like the level of her neck, that it's not too high and inverted, that it's not too low and turning into a ball rolling downhill, but see that she's brought her nose in to a degree that you're happy with the amount of arc in her neck, and then also that she feels very malleable and tractable in your hands, okay? Sometimes they'll put their neck in a place that visually will look good, but you can tell that they're still a little locked in the jaw. So let's go ahead and keep this nice trot, and let me see you take a little bit more through the outside rein and just bend her a hair to the right. Let's make sure that she'll give just as easily to the right rein, and then but keep her in the bridle too. So keep massaging your fingers and keep her on the vertical. Good. Now ask her if she'll give just as willingly when you ask with the left rein. So let's bring her neck back to center. And then let's ask her to stay on the same track of the circle, but yield a little extra to the inside rein. Good. Good. And if she's a little rigid to that rein, add a little squeezing and releasing feel to that rein. Maybe a little pulse to it. Maybe a little additional inside leg. Yes. Yes. And feel as though she's willing to bring her chin down to the outside point of her shoulder. Yes. And now let her soften. Yes. Soften and go forward. And now when you're ready, you're going to do a downward transition to the hole. So sit, close your thigh, tighten your core, then say, oh, and then the hand pulls, 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 all the way to stop. And ask her to rein back a few steps. This is what, two's not enough? Good, and better. She goes back to you and is like, really? You're not happy with that? Come on. All right, I'll do 3 more. Amy said I had to do 5. Such a buzzkill. Very good. And let's shorten your reins again, and let's come up into a nice, easy transition to the sitting trot. Shorten your reins a bit more. And let's ask her now to actively be a little in the bridle, a little round, and almost a little feeling of being a little dressage-ish, okay? So shorten your reins a little bit more. Remember that to a large portion, the length of your reins is going to dictate the length of her frame. Bend your elbows a little bit more, Cheree. There you go. And so think about asking her to bring the level of her neck up as well as her nose in. And if your rein is too long and you ask her to bring her nose in, she's going to get deeper and lower in the neck. Very good. Now keeping this contact, keeping this frame, keeping this shape of neck, come to the rising trot. Diagonal. There you go. Now keep her up into the bridle like this. So we've done a variety of things. We've warmed up a little hunterish. We've let her poke her nose out. We've let her stretch. Now we're going to ask her to actively come up and into the bridle. There we go. Yes. And a little more leg, but no less hand. A little more leg, but no less hand.